go through the darkness, the BS, what comes out on top? What happens after a thunderstorm? A rainbow. Something beautiful, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. This is what this is. You know you came here for something big. You were destined to do something great. That is the fifth sign that you are having an ego death and that you are near the end of the ego death. In this video, I want to first go through some of the things that are more scary, and at the end, you got to stick around to the end for where I explain what's really important about this ego death, and we're getting into it right now. So the first thing about the ego death is that you might be experiencing what is known as the dark night of the soul. The dark night of the soul is basically just like a big old depression. It's a big old depression. You might feel some apathy, some anxiety, some depression. You're stuck, you don't know what's going on, you can't figure out why you're so lethargic, you're not passionate about things like you used to be, you're questioning a lot of things, things don't seem to be working out for you. But what I want you to know is that this dark night that you're going through, it's actually a good thing, and it's actually a sign that you're on the right track. See, this ego death, if you don't understand it, then you wouldn't see the purpose for this dark night of the soul. But thankfully, you have me here to explain it to you. Number two, things that you used to care about a lot don't really matter to you much anymore. Now, these can be things like TV, petty relationships, eating poor food, just think like maybe going out on the weekends, hanging out with a certain group of people. You just don't care to do those things anymore. And when I said in the first one, you're going through the dark night, that you're not getting experience or the pleasure of experiences that you used to, this is kind of what that means. You're not enjoying things like you used to. And let me tell you why though. It's because what's happening is your spirit is going through a deprogramming so that you can make room for what new is to come. See, you're not enjoying these old things anymore is because they are a structure of the ego. And when the ego begins to die, we give birth to our spirit, which is what all of us came here to do. And when you let go of that ego and you give birth to that spirit, you will find much newer things that will be more supportive and in alignment with you and for where you're at in your life currently. You might not know what those things are yet. You might just still be in that part where you're like, I'm not getting pleasure out of anything. I don't understand what's going on. I'm in the dark night. But let me tell you, things will begin to start manifesting for you now that you've watched this video. You will find new things that you like. You're probably very fascinated with spirituality, and in some kind of existential crisis, you're reaching out and watching videos like this, and that's why I'm here to help you and guide you along your journey. Number three, you're thinking about switching careers, or you already have, depending upon where you're at in this ego death. Now, I'm kind of snowballing all of this here because it all goes just like that. And, you know, you're not getting the pleasure out of the things like you used to. Well, that includes your job. That includes your job. You might, it just might not make sense to you anymore. You can see through the veil of this matrix and you realize that, you know, this job isn't serving me anymore like it used to. It's paying my bills, it's keeping me sustained in this physical reality. However, it's just not working. Your spirit is calling for something else. And it's something more passionate related, something more connected to your heart. And it might not make sense from a logical mind perspective, but this career shift, I want to urge you and tell you to trust what's going on inside your heart. Trust what's going on inside your gut. There are intelligences within you that lie dormant in much of society because we listen too much to this guy up here, this head of ours. So smart and yet so dumb. So if you're thinking about switching a career or you already have, I want you to know that this is your confirmation that you are on the right track. Number 4, you are shedding a lot of people from your life. Now this can be a very scary one. I speak about all of this because I have experience with it. And you know, when you're shedding a lot of people from your life and distancing yourself, it can be a very scary thing because it can be kind of lonely when you're having this ego death and you're going through this spiritual awakening. And, you know, I've had to distance myself from family members, from friends that were no longer serving my highest divine purpose. And so if you are feeling the call to kind of go out and do your own thing and just kind of take a step back from society so that you can kind of figure out what you want to do and what kind of life you want to create, where it's not influenced by all of these people, then I want to let you know that this is part of your ego death experience. And number 5, you feel called to do something great. This is what you've been waiting for this whole video. So all of those things are kind of like a big negative kind of cycle, but it ultimately leads to this spiritual awakening, this climactic experience. See, because when we shed all of those old things and we go through the darkness, the BS, what comes out on top? What happens after a thunderstorm? A rainbow. Something beautiful, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. This is what this is. You know you came here for something big. You were destined to do something great. That is the 5th sign that you are having an ego death and that you are near the end of the ego death. You shed all the old skin and you're growing new skin now. And you might not know what this great big thing that you are about to embark on is, or you may know what that is, but either way, you have this inner sense of knowing that you're here for a reason and that it's not something surface level. It's something great. It's something big. You came here to be a part of this, and you know there are others out there like you. And I want to urge you that you can find what this is. Things will work out for you. You just have to set the intention to figure out what that mission is for you. And for me, it's to share these videos and to spread awareness. And for you, it can be what you're passionate about. What is it that you are passionate about? And that is what you came here to do. Like for me, I want to help shift the consciousness and the vibration of the planet to help create the new earth that is more harmonious. Is that how you say it? Harmonious and supportive of human life here, so that we can all help and support one another and live in a state of utopia, which is not going to happen for a long time, but I want to be on the cutting edge, and you can be on that cutting edge too. You don't have to make videos, you don't have to do anything like this, but it starts with raising your vibration, doing the inner work, and growing that new skin. See, this is what we came here for, and I'm so glad that you're watching this video and that you are a part of it. So again, if you like this video, it really helps out the channel a lot if you give it a like and subscribe if you got some value from it. I love you guys, and I'll check you out on the next one. Peace.